Today's singing analogy is called Singing and the Automobile Transmission Analogy. And it begins with a couple of things. The automobile transmission, what I'm referring to is the manual transmission with the stick shift versus the automatic transmission. And then I also real quick want to talk about the gear changes. So when we sing and we're training our voice and learning to sing, what we'll discover very quickly is we have sections of our voice that require different muscle coordinations or setups when we sing in those sections. So for example, when we're lower in our voice, what some people call chest voice, the characteristic of chest voice really is, in reality, physiologically, is that our true vocal folds are much thicker. There's a lot more muscle mass there and they're thicker. And that thickness is good for a certain range of our voice, but it's not good for all of our voice. And so as we go up in pitch, we have to gear change, much like a car or a bicycle. You need to change gears. When we're going up in pitch, the change is that we have to thin out that vocal fold connection and all the muscles that produce that thickness. And it usually feels like getting lighter or releasing or shedding some muscle strength. And the result is that we get a thinner fold connection, which lasts us for another section. But then we have to thin out again as we're going up. And that gets us another section, maybe a third of an octave, a half an octave. It really depends on your voice and where you are in your voice. So it's much like a car, meaning you don't make a change for every single speed, just like you don't make a change for every single note you sing. You actually get a little bit of a section and then you need to change gears again. So much like with a car, you might go from 0 to 20 miles per hour in first gear, but then you got to change, and then second gear gets you something. Okay, so where this analogy comes in, so first of all, you have the analogy of the gear changes and how important that is. Because just like a car, if you're in first gear but you're trying to go too fast, you're going to burn the engine out. And the same thing, you can't drive really slow in a very high gear. So it's matching the gear with the speed in a car is much like matching the notes or the section of notes, the range of notes, with that fold thickness and everything around it that produces that thickness. Okay. Now where the automatic versus manual transmission comes in is that when we're students of the voice and we're doing our vocal training, it's much more like a manual transmission. We have to be very conscious of shifting gears. We're paying very close attention to it. We're learning how to do it. It's part of our awareness, but what we really want is to do it so much that it becomes automatic, much like the automatic transmission of a car. So what you want is you want to be able to just sing the notes you're going to sing, be very spontaneous, especially in your performances, and have all those adjustments happen naturally. And in the way that you go from a manual transmission to an automatic transmission in a car, you just accelerate or apply the brake, you speed up, you slow down, and the car knows when to shift gears and you don't have to think about it anymore. Okay? So that is today's sing analogy as it pertains to manual and automatic transmissions in cars. All right? Have a great day.